we'll do part two right now. So chat, ask me some follow-up questions on what we just talked about.
Absolutely. Let's dive into part two. So, just to keep the conversation alling, I'd love to know out of everything on that roadmap, what do you think is going to be the biggest game changer for your business once it's fully implemented? And also, I'm curious how you're feeling about balancing the technical side of things, like the coding you did for the grazing engine, with the community side of running the mastermind. Let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think the biggest challenge right now, our current biggest challenge is, I don't think there are biggest challenges. I think the biggest challenge for us will be in the near future, and that'll be a problem to solve in April, is lead generation. So how do we generate enough leads? And, I think that'll be our biggest issue coming up in the near future is have we have all the systems to convert the leads to the appointments. We have everything built. Now it's just how do we actually generate, hundreds of leads per week. So I think that's the biggest issue. And then balancing coding and culture. What do you mean on that question?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the balancing coding and culture side, I just meant, you're doing a lot of technical heavy lifting on the coding and the systems building side, but you're also running these masterminds and building a community. So I was just curious how you feel about kind of wearing both hats, being the tech architect and also being the community leader. It's kind of like two different skill sets, and I was wondering how you juggle those or how you feel about it.
Yeah, I think the community. Oh shoot, just got wreck. The community aspect is it'll be a lot easier because I'm able to code the tech so that um, everything's automated. So the reminders for the masterminds, those who show up and come out and who um, I'm friends with, who are on our team or in my sphere of influence, I'll they'll already get text and email reminders of the mastermind. Like that's a given, right? So it's no longer me having to manually remind them every time. It's they're gonna know about it, and so they'll show up to that, and then I plan on um, networking with my inside sales agent who books us buyer and seller appointments to also have him um, just call on a monthly basis just to pique interest to see who's wanting to come to the mastermind this month, and who's got other plans like vacations or other stuff going on in their life, right? And so I'll have him start doing that as well, and so we're able to get more return customers to the mastermind. And they're not customers, I just use the word customer for anybody that is um, either going to an event, like I would be a customer for a concert, going to an event or a concert or a baseball game. I've just got that word stuck in my head, customers, because now I say that for real estate business. But basically anybody that would come back to Mastermind. So I'm gonna have it more where people know about it. Have it on the calendar every third Tuesday from 12:30 to 2:30. Um, lunch will be provided, so I'll have that all basically set up and automated, and then the only technical work it'll take me to do is go edit the dates every every time in the event, and then the technicality work is that's what I'm doing 24/7 other than that. So I won't be meeting, so like if anybody from the event wants to meet with me or do any of that stuff, I have a whole team, so I'm partnered with Morgan Walters, who she'll be, anybody that wants to meet with me on Zoom to go over any problems. I've kind of, implemented a lot into her business as well. So she's willing to meet with anybody on my behalf. And so meeting with people won't take away from my technical work, so I can focus on coding and focus on system building, so that those people can meet with Morgan, and Morgan can help them with any of their problems and help them build. And then my inside sales agent will just be dialing everybody monthly just to, touch base, see if anybody needs anything, if anybody needs any help with implementing anything, and, when the next mastermind is, basically. So we'll have that system pretty tightened down. So then my job will just be, build the ads, fund the ads, and then host the masterminds every month. And, we should get great results. Does that answer your question, chat?
Yeah, that definitely answers it. It sounds like you've got a really well oiled machine in the making. I love that you're basically automating the reminders and the whole routine so that the community side kind of runs smoothly without pulling you away from your tech work. And having Morgan there to handle those one on ones is a great way to keep your focus where you need it. So it sounds like a perfect setup, and I'm sure it's going to work out really well for you.
Thank you. What's another question?
You're welcome. Sure, let's keep it going. Another question for you. Since you're balancing all these different aspects, what's one thing you're most excited about in terms of the results you want to see? Like, is there a particular milestone or a big win that you're really looking forward to once all these systems and the mastermind are in full swing?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just freedom and independence from, other people, family members, or just, former careers, basically. Just independence from everything and everybody, where, I have the freedom to do what I want, to say what I want, to go where I want. Um, if I wanted to fly to Florida and I had the freedom to go do that. If I wanted to implement something, I have the freedom to go implement it without, any questions. It's kind of, I would say my career really started last August, really. And so it's kind of, you know, next year of my career of just building systems and everything else. So it's getting myself to that level of like, okay, this guy belongs. So I think my biggest milestone I'm looking forward to is when I have that freedom to do what I want, say what I want. And one of the biggest milestones is, getting to highly profitable and, being the one that drove the ship, that built the ship, that, built the SpaceX rocket ship to get us to where we're at. That's where I'm really looking forward to.
Absolutely. That makes total sense. I think that's a really meaningful milestone to look forward to. Just having that full freedom to shape your own path and really feel like you're the one driving the ship, like you said. It sounds like you're well on your way, and that's going to be a pretty awesome feeling once everything's in place and running smoothly. So, yeah, that definitely answers it, and it's exciting to see where you're headed.
Any other questions?
Of course, let's keep them coming. So, another question I have is a little bit about your team. You mentioned Morgan helping out with those meetings and your inside sales agent doing those monthly calls. How do you feel about the way your team is shaping up? Are you looking to add any more roles, or do you feel like you've got the right people in the right places now? Let me
Yeah,
know your.
I think I got the right people in the right places. I don't think I need to add any more roles at the moment. I think it's just, go execute, right? I mean, these masterminds are supposed to be more of my secondary mindset. It's supposed to be something where I can do on a monthly basis, go and, give back to the community and, help other people with the same issues that I ran into and, help solve their problems and be there and see them face to face and, shake hands and, just chat about life and, real estate. Something I'm super passionate about is that real estate. So I don't think the team needs to grow in any regards. My plans is just to stay focused on Arizona, stay locally in Arizona. I think, my next plans are to keep growing the our real estate business here and, just see where things go in a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I'm sure, it'll just keep growing. I can already see the evolution from 12 months ago till now, even in the systems and the ideas and the things, and just my technical knowledge of knowing how to build things. It's just, every day I get better. I learn something new. I keep pushing myself to, learn something I didn't know how to do, or just keep implementing something that doesn't exist yet. So this will be the end of the video. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll end it here. Thanks, chat.